Welcome to the Entrepreneur Tool Belt Podcast with your boy Antoine Campbell. We're doing this podcast quick and impromptu because we know we're going to get a lot of people on the replays. If you're listening to this on Spotify or any other podcast platform, do me a favor and give your boy some stars so that way I can get ranked with the Entrepreneur Tool Belt Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about transforming yourself in your business from 90K in 90 days. So we're doing this starting over series on the YouTube channel where we're going to be, pushing ourselves to hit that 90K mark in 90 days. It's definitely realistic, especially here in the DMV area where one assignment fee usually for me is between 20 and like 50 grand. So the strategy for this is to have a game plan. So if you're going to pace yourself to do this is primarily for all my real estate people. On today's episode, I'm giving you all strategy and insights of what it's going to take. You want to make sure that you're planning. You want to be targeting people that's going through a significant situation, that have plenty of equity in their house to even make this. You don't want to be doing a bunch of $3,000 to $6,000 deals. You're not going to hit it. You want to probably do no more than 6-7 deals at 20 grand a pop. And remember, all deals are not going to close, so we have to consider that. So the thing I'm working on this week is getting my virtual assistant. But the issue is we've been so busy in our VA business. One client, he purchased 8 VAs. We had to onboard 8 VAs in one day. Another client had multiple VAs. Then we had a client. So literally like in a week's time, it's 20, 30 VAs that we had to onboard, which is okay. We can handle the workload. But I told the team, just put me at the back end and just look out for me Friday when you free up your schedule to onboard me. But in the meantime, that give me time to really look at the areas and figure out where we're going. We already wrote down a lot of the stuff. We did it live. And now it's just putting everything into play. So we picked the CRM and the dollar. We went with Lead Cruncher. It's an amazing tool. So now we're going to be uploading the list. So look out for a video of me showing you guys the list, right? And how we upload our list and how we call these lists. And then I may open up and show you guys how I train my virtual assistants. So I may do a free open training for just my virtual assistant personally, just so you can see what it takes to be able to learn how to qualify people. Because you just don't want to be able to just send you junk leads. You want to be able to get quality people that's ready to do some business. So that's the biggest thing. And then after that, it's just building relationships with cash buyers and then picking the right type of companies that's going to be able to help us get across the finish line. In the process, some of these deals I may just buy myself, but most of them I'm going to wholesale just because I want to show you guys the power of wholesaling. So that being said, it's going to take some time to get everything rolling. I think the first 30 days is going to take a little time. I think within the first 30 days, I should get a couple of contracts. And then I think that between 45 and 55 days, that's when things going to really get to rolling. Because after that, that's like right into tax time season. The economy is a different economy between February and April. That's the most busiest time of the year for a lot of people. So it's going to be wide open. So, as you start to make the money, you have to come up with a plan to reinvest the money back into your operations. I think the biggest thing that most people struggle with is they can't, they get a $20,000 check, $30,000 check, but they don't increase their marketing spend. They don't go and train people. They don't pay their, for training for their teams. They don't reevaluate their teams. They don't do anything. They just spend the money, make the money, spend the money, make the money. So I'm definitely going to break that cycle of just making money and spending money, but actually reinvest back into my team to shoot for bigger deals. The goal is by next September to be looking at bigger deals, potential, multifamilies, mobile home parks, that type of stuff. We have the data for it. We just have to have the people to be trained up to know how to speak to these folks so they want to do business with us. So do me a favor. I know I started so quickly. Let me know where you guys are watching from. let me know exactly what your situation is. Maybe I can answer some questions for you. But I'm telling you, it's going to be easy to get this accomplished. I just want to be able to show something for transparency's sake and for people to go back and look at and say, wow, this is what Antoine is up to. And not only that, then for me to go back and have as reference when I start to go back to speak at events and all that type of stuff. We took a few years off, but we're ready to get rock and roll. 2024 is our year. 2023, just a year is just recalibrating and relaxing and figuring out what's next. But I know exactly what's next. So I got a lot of plans. But like I said, the point of the 90K in 90 days is because it's easy to do 10K. It's easy to do 5K. It's even easy to do 20. So you have to put yourself in a situation where you're challenging yourself. You're challenging yourself to the point that it's not easy. It's going to be a tough uphill battle. And once you understand that it's a tough uphill battle, you're going to make the adjustment. So one of the books that I'm going to go back and revisit over the Christmas holidays and listen to again is the book Traction. I felt like I got away from that just a little bit. The principles of that book really helped me build my business and take me to the next level. I was doing stuff, you know what I mean? Like just getting away from that. And just when you hit a certain level of accomplishments, you get away from what got you there. So that's the biggest thing that's the biggest thing I want you guys to understand is when you get your first deal, your second deal, your third deal, hell, even your 20th deal, don't go away from what got you there. Don't try to go reinvent the wheel. Now, like I said, growing and scaling is one thing, but just sticking to the fundamentals and just invest in your team. So I can't wait. We was doing deals in Central Pennsylvania, and I'm going to reestablish that. It was amazing up there. We've done dozens of deals up there. My biggest regret, and I usually don't create regrets, but my biggest regret was I didn't keep any of the deals. And these was perfect deals. Some of these deals, like I bought a house for $55,000, put $50,000 to it, it was worth $190, right? So some of these deals, if I would have held on to it for a year or two, a few extra years, I probably would have seen a 30-40% appreciation. Now that's not typical, but you gotta understand we was buying some of the best deals because we had cold callers. We was doing a lot of marketing, and so we was grabbing up some of the best stuff you can get your hands on. So this go around, when we do the show and show you transparency, we're going to keep some of that stuff. We already made arrangements with certain lenders and partners to be able to buy and keep these deals. Because my biggest thing was I don't want to deal with no house. I don't want to deal with no tenants. I just want the money for right now. But when you're so short-sighted trying to get to where you want to get to, that can literally be your downfall for just thinking about for right now. You definitely want to do things based on the future. Is Lead Cruncher new? I never heard of it till you say something about it. Definitely. I don't necessarily think it's new, but it's definitely a tool that most investors overlook, and it's affordable and it's efficient. Their highest plan is like $100. So, and you can have multiple callers calling, and you can dial up to 10 lines, and it's a CRM all in one. So it's definitely something I recommend to anybody that's looking to save a few bucks or looking to grow and scale with a bunch of VAs. Delaware, what's up with it? Still waiting on Grassy. Oh, brother, don't worry, man. Hey, listen, I'm ready for you. I was gonna text you probably Monday or Tuesday, see what's good, but I know we got a lot going on, so I'm ready to be working with you. But like I said, don't get short-sighted. Think about the future. You know what I mean? Think about everything. When people start to do deals, they just get googly-eyed thinking that that's going to be consistent. You got to start creating reserves. So creating reserves for your marketing, your personnel is one of the biggest things I'm going to encourage you to do. So for me, when you see this starting over series, like we're going to be recording, interviewing the VAs, we're going to drop that. Then once we get the VAs on point and they start making the calls, that's when my 90 days start. So we're going to show you transparency. Every day I'm going to be banking and grinding. I ain't afraid to hit the phones. Most people are afraid to hit the phones. Let me tell you something about the phones, how you can make sales. You got to be a natural, open person that's open to talking to people and listen to their situations, and then being able to help them come up with a solution. Once you tap into that, once you tap into that like spirit of your mindset, though, you can be making as much money as your heart desire. So when you're talking to a seller or a prospect, a customer, it don't matter. These principles are universal to any business. When you're talking to a seller, um, the biggest thing you want to do is be attentive and listen. So when you see me start to do my calls, the first thing you're gonna know is I'm gonna slow down a little bit. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna ask questions. I'm gonna ask, say one or two things, and then let them talk. Majority of the time, a good conversation when you know that you're in business with somebody and they're ready to do business with you. The first initial call, from my experience, it's about between 10 and like 17 minutes. It's something about that 10 to 17 minutes on the first initial call that's going to tell you exactly that, oh yeah, this person ready to rock and roll with me. But if it's like a 3 minute call, 2 minute call, you got some work to do. And it's okay. So one of the things I want to show you guys is it's okay if somebody brush you off the phone. It's okay if somebody rude to you. It's okay if you don't have the answer to all the questions. Like if I don't know something, okay, great. Listen, I don't know what that is. Let me talk to somebody, and how about I give you a call back later on this afternoon to tell you what I discovered. So that's one of the biggest things you guys got to understand is no one truly knows what this whole process is supposed to be. They just know you're on the phones talking to them, and no one knows what you're supposed to be saying. Now, you may get some, smarto, and I've been trying to work on my customer, but you may get some smarto investors that own houses that just love to rush of people calling about their house, and they just love to laugh and giggle at the newbies. You may get them type of people here and there, but that's not a typical everyday thing, But once you understand how to talk to people, how to listen to their problems, how to understand their problems, and then how to take their problems and make an offer that's going to solve their problems, that's when you're cooking with grease. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of people, they don't understand the importance of my bad. Dinner's done. But so a lot of people, they don't understand the importance of just having good quality conversations with people and accepting the fact that everybody not going to be on the same page with you with the conversation. Example, my man right here, we about to do some business. We've been waiting on months for this to pop off. But let me tell you something. You got to be patient, and you got to know how to fall in love with people. I hit them up every other day. It's not to rush to sell. It's just to let them know that I'm still there. I'm still attentive. And when you show people you're attentive and you're there, they're going to want to rock with you. That's just basic sales one-on-one principles once you understand the sales. Oh, how is it there? How is their calling? Is it like Mojo? Yeah, it's similar to Mojo. It's $1. Like, they just upload the leads and the thing start dialing. So I don't like to really get into too much of the aspects of these dollars because every other week the company's always making updates and changes. So, but it gets the job done. If you want someone to call between $75 and $100 an hour, you should be using $1. If you're making your clients or your VAs call, leads by hand, you're actually cheating yourself out of money because now they're only making like $15, $20, $30 an hour, where they should be making 2-3 times more than that. So you're leaving a ton of money on the table by not even using the tools and the software. So you're going to see me, even though we're doing this starting over search, you're going to see me go into my bag and use tools, use software, hire people, because I'm here to tell you that it don't make sense to try to do your own calls when you can pay someone $4 an hour. So you can take that mental bandwidth and that energy to get on the phones and actually talk to people that's ready to do business with you. I see time and time again, people, man, I'm tired of cold calling. And then when it's time to actually call the leads to say yes and make me an offer, they don't even want to take the time to make them an offer because they burnt out. So the biggest thing is you want to protect your mental strength. So you want to preserve that. And you only want to preserve that for quality conversations, people that's open to receiving an offer and people that's ready to sell their house. And once you understand it, then you want to build a pipeline. So inside this pipeline, you want to make sure that you are actually contacting people on a consistent basis. So when you're dealing with like pre-foreclosures, you just don't call them once a month because in 30 days, 40 days, their situation is totally different than when you first contacted them. A pre-foreclosure, you want to touch base with them twice a week, like a warm pre-foreclosure lead. Like a hot pre-foreclosure lead that you already got on contract, you still want to touch base with them 2 to maybe 3 times a week because you want to let them know you're here for them, you're supporting them, and you want to give them any feedback that you may receive from the title company, from the bank, whoever the people that's you're talking to that get this deal across the finish line. Because sometimes you gotta you know get some type of power attorney or something to be able to get the payoffs and all that type of stuff. Now, the title company, they can go get the payoffs for you, but for me, I like to get that as soon as possible because let's say, for example, if this Miss Susan going through pre-foreclosure and she haven't paid her mortgage since the beginning of COVID, that's 3 years of non-payment plus interest, taxes, fees, or whatever else that occurred during the 3 years. She thinking her payoff 150, so she's okay with taking 160, 170 for the house. We get the payoff back from the bank, and it's 225. Is that still a deal? Yes or no? I don't know until you run the numbers, but it's important for you to know so that way you won't get to the closing table and now everybody ready to do business, and the payoff come back because the title company wait till the last second to get it, and it's not a deal. So being proactive and what we do is going to get us to where we want to go. Being able to forecast and see the future and know and understand that, I got to do these things. I got a little checklist for myself when I do my calls and do my deals because I don't want to feel like I'm all over the place with my sellers, right? I want to see, okay, what is your biggest issue, right? If is selling your house today is more important, or do you got a little time to wait? Right? You want to wait till the springtime? I asked them, is this something you want to do right now before Christmas? Do you want to wait till after tax time? And I create a pipeline. And I don't really see nobody teaching this, not the big guys, the little guys, the guys that's paying for Facebook ads, nobody. I don't really see nobody teaching people the power of harnessing a pipeline. Saying, okay, listen, you're not ready right now. I'm going to just peek on you here and there. And then what happens is once a month or twice a month, that person's name comes up on your follow-up list and you're just calling them. What's today? Today is Wednesday. If I call a seller right now today on a Wednesday, hey man, how you doing today? How's your week so far? And just check in on them. I don't want much. I'm just calling and checking on you just to see how things going. Okay, great. Boom. So you got to get used to that I'm going to call these people and I might not get a contract today. But then you may just get a random seller that you talked to 6 months ago to say, yo, I'm ready to rock and roll. I just got my paperwork back. My mother died and she left me the house, but I had to go through probate, so I'm ready to rock and roll. Okay, great. Here's what's next. Send you over the contract, this and that. So I'm telling you the power of keeping your leads. And then I see people, they just keep buying leads after leads after leads, and they're not nurturing and maintaining the current leads that they had. Because once again, on a typical real estate list, outside of like pre-foreclosure, but like a high equity list, it only changes like 1 to 4%, like the data itself. So people keep buying high equity lists and keep skip tracing the same people over and over again. You're literally pissing away money. You might as well just take that list and find a proper way to follow up and hit that list consistently with your VAs. Now, once the people turn into a warm and hot lead, that's your responsibility or your acquisition manager responsibility to make them necessary calls. You can't cheat the work. You know what I mean? Once you understand that you can't cheat the work, you're going to be good to go. So the goal is, if you want a contract to close, you want to probably get 1 or 2 contracts locked up for every contract to close. There's always going to be contracts that's going to have title work issues. We did a deal one time. We had to get like 15 signatures. So you got to go in your pocket and pay notaries and pay people to go get the stuff signed. Some family members don't want to sign without, some money, or like there's a lot to go into this. So that's the part that people don't tell you, that all you are is a problem solver. You get paid to solve problems. And once you understand that, you're going to $90,000 in 90 days. It's not like unrealistic. It's very realistic. What you need is a great team that knows what they're doing, great quality leads, right? A good process, and then a good salesperson that can get on the phone and bring the leads. That should be you, right? And that's the biggest thing most people don't. They don't have quality training. Like watching how to, wholesale course and getting quality training is two different leads. It's like comparing the minor leads to the major leads. Like getting actually implementation training and processes that works in today's market with the scripts and the tactics and the rebuttals and objections and all that stuff is going to put you ahead because it works. You don't want to be, going through somebody's training that's 6, 7 years old and now it's this old regurgitated philosophy. We want stuff that's working right now. So that's the biggest thing I can tell you guys. Other than that, I am excited about this. The Entrepreneur Tool Belt podcast is back on track. We're going to be interviewing entrepreneurs. We're going to be talking about people, different businesses. I got my own marketing agency. So if you have a business that you're looking to acquire more customers, we have crazy funnels we can build out for you, crazy customer acquisitions using SEO, Facebook ads, TikTok ads, Google ads, YouTube ads. Whatever you need, we have for you. So we're really about to be pushing that business to really cater to entrepreneurs. So the Entrepreneur Tool Belt podcast will be back along with the Nothing But Nuggets podcast. You're just going to be seeing me every day. I'm going to be bringing different people on. We're going to be doing events next year. We actually have an event coming up December 7th and 8th, and then I think the 14th and the 15th. So 4-day event, 2 days acquisition, 2 days dispositions. It's going to be $600. If you don't know how to close a deal, if you can't close deals on the phone, or if you're struggling finding good quality buyers, or you just don't know how to find buyers, I definitely recommend you sending. I definitely recommend you coming into this event. It's recorded, so if you miss a day, if you miss a little bit, don't worry. If you got a team already, bring your team. If you got a VA you're looking to train or promote, bring them. Listen, we usually sell this event for $2K, but I'm telling you, it's going to be worth it. What's my thoughts? What's my thoughts on Cardone University? You think it's good? I love Grant Cardone. I like the practicalness in his philosophy. I like how he thinks very simple. And I like how he's very direct and he teaches that. Like if a person say, I'm not ready today. Okay, what's stopping you from moving forward today? Oh, I need time to think about it. I'm ready to move next week. Or what's going to happen in your life next week that's going to make you all of a sudden be ready next week? So understanding how to address the elephant in the room was one of the biggest things I learned from Grant Cardone. Where sometimes we just leave these questions unanswered or these situations unbothered because we're afraid of the reaction of the prospect. But once you understand that stuff, man, you're going to a whole nother level. I can promise you that. Any questions before I go? If you're struggling, if you haven't closed your first deal, I want you to follow me on this journey so you can see exactly what it's going to take. I want you to listen to the phone. Now, listen, I can't put every phone call out there because let me tell you something. Real people that's doing real business don't expose their customers, number one. And then people that's currently working on an active deal, they will never in their life post a call, because what if another wholesaler that's working that same deal know that seller's voice and send that to them and say, look what they're doing, they're exposing you to everybody know your business. That's a nasty situation waiting to happen. Now, some of these customers is going to be very discreet, sometimes changing their tone of voice, sometimes bleeping out certain things. We're going to have an editor. That's their job, is to clean up the content. So when we put out these calls, you can still learn, you can still get information, but you're not hurting me and my business because you're being greedy trying to contact the sellers. So that's something that that's why you never see us really post deals, because that's something that you want to protect in your business. If you don't learn anything tonight, you want to protect your intellectual property and everything you got, your leads, right? The way you do your business, the way you get deals, like you want to protect that stuff because people out here just looking for an easy payday and they're not willing to do the work. Other than that, guys, listen, it's been a pleasure. If you're not using virtual assistants in your business, please reach out to me. Head over to my website, co929.com. Book a call. Let's talk about why you're not using a virtual assistant in your business and see what we can do to get you some trained, vetted, and ready to go virtual assistants. I've been doing this for the last 5 years, since 2018. I love it. The virtual assistant business is probably a business that I will never get rid of. It's a very fun business to be in. So I love doing that, training VAs, working with them, talking to them. That's just my thing. Maybe one day I get a crib over there in the Philippines. Also, the tickets for the 2-day event. If you're very serious about it, DM me. We still have the sale going on for $597 instead of $2K. If you're interested in just working with me one-on-one, do that. We have a program called Business in the Box. Very successful. It's for the type of people who's ready to, jump off the ledge, get their business going, getting started, and be up and running in less than a week. Right now, I'm not promising you like crazy success and you're going to do 50 deals, because this business requires work. And I can't actually jump into your body and be you and do the work. So if you're not willing to do the work, then there's no guarantee there. You know what I mean? So that's all I got for you tonight. We'll be back tomorrow, Thursday. We'll be back live, and then we'll have our training for our VAs. If you're interested in just peeking your head into our training that we train the VAs, we have a program called VA Mastery Premium, where we charge clients $97 a month to train the VAs on a weekly basis every Thursday, 4 p.m. Teach them different things, listen to their calls, provide feedback. If that interests you in any way, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Other than that, I see you. It's your boy, Antoine Campbell. I appreciate you. Do me a favor, like and subscribe to this video. And if you think this video is of value, share this video out to the public and watch this VA ad before we roll out. Hey, if you're in need of hiring a virtual assistant, you do know that we own a virtual assistant company. Why don't you just click the link below to go to va.co929.com and get your virtual assistant. Our virtual assistants are trained, vetted, and ready to go. We help thousands of people just like yourself hire their VA and make it a seamless process without having to struggle and worry about who they're going to hire and pick. Go to va.co929.com ASAP to book an appointment so we can help you hire